Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about 5 perfumes that I cannot live without. So obviously I want to make the point that perfume is a very trivial first world thing and it really doesn't hold that much value or that much meaning, so this is just kind of a figure of speech. But if we are looking at 5 perfumes that I absolutely would not want to be without or would not want to not have in my collection, these are 5 of those perfumes. This was actually a requested video from a subscriber, so hello, thank you for watching and thank you for the suggestion if you are here today. And if this is your first time on my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Alithia, and on this channel we do talk mostly about perfume, but we also do some unboxings. We do a little bit of home organization, minimalism, decluttering, other luxury things, and basically whatever relaxing stuff I feel like talking about. So if that is something that you are into, definitely make sure to head on down and subscribe. Also feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram, where I do show a lot of outfits of the day, scents of the day, and other stuff similar to what you will see in today's video. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright guys, good morning, welcome back. So I'm finally on days off, and if you follow me on Instagram, and I think I actually made a community post, I was telling you guys that I had a huge long stretch of shifts at work and I was so excited to finally be done my stretches so that I could get back to filming. You guys, I have so many videos on my to make list and it's time to get cracking. So today's video is actually pretty impromptu. This was a requested video from a subscriber. I think she actually sent me a message on Instagram, and she asked me to do this video, and I thought that was such a great idea, and I thought, why not, let's do it, because there was a few perfumes that definitely jumped out at me. So yeah, just having my morning coffee. I have a little bit of a different background today because I did buy this beautiful painting from HomeSense and I wanted to use it in my videos. It's so pretty. And I also did paint my nails this morning, and I went with this beautiful gray color, which is actually sort of almost like a robin egg baby blue meets like Tiffany blue meets neutral gray. It's just absolutely stunning and I'm really loving it. I think it's a really nice color for spring. And yeah, so why don't we get into today's video? And before we get started, please comment down below and let me know if you have a perfume you cannot live without. Okay, so the first fragrance that I cannot live without, and you guys are probably going to roll your eyes a little bit if you watch my channel because I have talked about this perfume so many times. This is Miss Dior Eau de Parfum, and unfortunately this one is discontinued. So I don't know why I have a tendency to fall in love with perfumes that become discontinued. I have a few of them in my collection. I will share those with you in another video. But yeah, this is one of them. And so for that reason, I do have about 4 backups sitting in my room in a Chloe shoe bag. So if I run out of this one, I do have backups, but there will come a time when I can't find it anymore. So because this one is discontinued, I can't really link it for you, but I will try to link to the EDT. The Eau de Toilette is pretty much this perfume, but lighter, but it does still have pretty good lasting power. It's just not quite as deep or as sweet. It's a little bit fresher than this one, but it smells very, very similar, and it is so good, you guys. So I would highly suggest, if you can get your hands on this perfume, definitely do, because it's phenomenal, and even if you don't like it now, you might like it in the future. It's a beautiful scent. So this is a very sweet, rosy, orangey patchouli scent. Essentially it has 3 different types of orange. It opens with pink pepper, there's some bergamot, there's 2 different types of rose, there's patchouli, and there is rosewood. But I honestly can't tell you how good this smells and how much I love it, and it's a very sophisticated scent. This fragrance just makes me feel very classy, very sophisticated. It has actually pretty good lasting power. I find that I don't have to spray a whole lot of this perfume, you guys. A little bit goes a long way, and it truly is one of the most classy perfumes I've ever smelled in my life. Of course, it does come in the absolutely stunning classic Miss Dior bottle. This one still does have I'm not sure if it's metal or plastic, but it has the little silver bow. Now the new Miss Dior has the fabric bow, and as you guys know if you watch my channel, I am not a fan of the newly formulated Miss Dior. I really do not care for it. It's not that it's a bad scent, it's just it's very different from this one. It's a huge departure. It smells completely different. The lasting power is abysmal in my opinion, and the packaging isn't as classic. I just do prefer this fragrance in general, and this is one I could easily, if I had to get rid of all of my perfumes for daytime and only keep one, this would be the choice for myself that I would keep. The second fragrance that I don't ever want to be without is Kayali Vanilla, and this one is not as, I guess, what some people might consider like super high end or whatever. You know, this is a fairly new brand, the Kayali fragrances. This is considered a niche house, and this isn't a super expensive fragrance. And I think when the Kayali perfumes first came out, they did get a little bit of hatred, sort of, because a lot of people said they didn't last long enough, and particularly the vanilla. And then at some point it just took off, and I feel like a lot of people love this perfume now, and I've loved this one since the beginning. I've always recommended this to people. So this is a beautiful brown sugar vanilla, and even though it is not that expensive, it's not like super complex or anything like that, this is just one of the easiest to wear, beautiful, sweet, sugary orchid vanillas I've ever smelled in my life. It's just such a pretty, easy to wear scent, and I love it. And it's one of those vanilla perfumes that I just wouldn't want to be without. Also, the price tag is pretty good on this fragrance. This is a 50 ml bottle, and I'm not sure exactly how much this retails for. I think it's around $100. So it's actually a pretty affordable fragrance. And one thing I do love about it is the bottle design. I love that it looks sort of almost like a gem or a diamond. And then the lid as well, or I always call it a lid, the cap as well is a beautiful kind of a crystalline thing. And the scent itself is just a perfect vanilla. I also have Spiritus Double Vanille, and that is one of my favorite perfumes as well. But if you're on a budget, and if you just want a beautiful, easy to wear vanilla that isn't going to run your bank account dry, this is a great option. And it lasts, I would say, moderate. It's not super bold or super long lasting, but it's not super weak either. And I just really, really enjoy this one. This is another one that I do have backups of. Actually, you'll notice a trend in my video. A couple of the ones in this video I have backups. That's how much I love them. So even though this isn't discontinued, I just wanted to make sure that I would have another bottle to go to when this one runs out. I'm about halfway through. I need to actually wear it a little bit more. I just have so many perfumes that I haven't given it much attention lately. But yeah, this is just a sweet, sexy, feminine, easy to wear, beautiful, and it's not straight up vanilla. There's a little bit more going on in here than just straight up vanilla. I don't like something that is just pure vanilla. It has to have a little bit of depth to it, a little bit of sweetness. It has to have maybe some floral notes like some jasmine or some orchid or something like that, and that's what's in here. It does have that beautiful vanilla orchid. It's got brown sugar. It has an ambery note. It's just a perfect, sweet, easy to wear vanilla that also men really seem to like. Great for date nights. The next fragrance that I would not want to be without is none other than Lubi Rouge from Christian Louboutin, and I did take the cap off because the cap of this perfume bottle is quite exorbitant. It makes it very, very tall, and it's difficult to fit it on camera, and it's also extremely heavy. So this is actually a very difficult perfume to film and to work with, but this is what the cap looks like. So it does have like a globe on top, and then it has the signature red bottom Louboutin shoe. This was a blind purchase for me last year, and it still is one of my favorite perfumes. This was such a good blind buy. I've had this one now for over a year, and I still love it just as much today as I did when I first got it. And I am a huge, huge fan of Christian Louboutin to begin with. I do love the shoes. I just really, really love the branding. I love the bottle design here. And this perfume, you guys, is a wow factor perfume for me. This is a cardamom vanilla iris. So this has a bit of a soft, spicy, soft woodiness to it. But it's not masculine, and it's not like peppery spicy. It's not something, when you think spicy, you think like, or at least I think like kitchen cupboard spices, like peppery, strong, pungent kind of. That's not what this is. This is a soft, woody, spicy. It's just gorgeous. It just adds just the perfect amount of something different so that it's not just a straight up plain old vanilla perfume. There's also iris in here, so it is a little bit powdery, and then there's vanilla, and it is just a feminine, super luxurious, bougie, if I can say, smelling perfume. When I want to feel bougie, when I want to feel luxurious, when I want to feel red, when I want to feel feminine, lipsticky almost, but still very sexy, something different, not just straight up powder, this is the one that I reach for. And you know, it never disappoints. And if you look, actually, you can see that there is a pretty decent dent in there. I mean, it's not huge, but you can see the dent. And I did take this one on vacation with me when I went down to Vegas the last time, and we stayed at the Wynn and did all the luxury shopping and everything that we always do, and this perfume just was perfect. It was the perfect match for that whole feeling and sensation and sensation scenario, and it just made me feel like $1,000,000. And it's also a sexy perfume. It has a cold sexiness to it. Worth every penny. This one was a little bit expensive. I think it was like $400, something like that. But this one for me is worth every penny, and if I run out, I will definitely buy another bottle unless something crazy happens in the meantime and I somehow become tired of it, which I really cannot see happening. But so far this is still a lifer perfume for me. So the next fragrance, you guys, is another one that a lot of people talk about, so I do apologize. It's probably like beating a dead horse with a stick at this point, but this is Mon Guerlain from Guerlain. So first of all, I have to say Guerlain is one of my absolute favorite perfume houses. I'm actually contemplating buying a couple more from their more exclusive line. So yeah, stay tuned for that. One of them would be blind. So anyway, more about that in a future video. This is a beautiful lavender vanilla scent. It also does open with a little bit of bergamot. It's also a little bit powdery. It has some iris in there. It also has a little touch of licorice. It has some benzoin. It has some sandalwood. It has some patchouli. There's some coumarin. So this does have a little bit of a spicy, warm kick to it, and it does open very fresh and very comforting and relaxing. This perfume is one that I always tell you guys, I never regret wearing this perfume. I always enjoy wearing this perfume. It doesn't matter the day, it doesn't matter the occasion. I can throw this on in the middle of the summertime, in the high heat of the summer. I can put this on for a date night. I can wear this to bed. I can wear this to work. The bottle design itself is really stunning. I love that it looks very regal and very feminine and almost kind of like Victorian. I just really love the way that it looks. It's just a very almost vintagey, antique kind of looking bottle. And the scent itself is stunning. It is so beautiful. And I know that it's over talked about. A lot of people talk about this one. It's probably one of the most hyped up perfumes on the internet, but I think for good reason. So I do have backups of this one as well. I have, I think, one large 100 ml bottle backup. And again, if I had to whittle my collection down to 5 or 10 perfumes for life, this is on that list. No questions asked. I don't even have to think about it. It is one of my favorite perfumes of all time. And I also do have the intense version. The intense version, I can't decide which one I like better. A lot of people ask me if I can only get one, which would I get? Honestly, I can't answer that question. It's too difficult. I think the intense version is more for the person who wants a little bit more of a almost chocolatey gourmand spin on it. If you want something a little bit deeper and richer and something maybe more appropriate for date nights, I would say go with the intense. But if you want something that's more versatile and everyday wearable, I would say go with the original. But you really cannot go wrong with either. If I could never get this one again and I could only get the intense, I wouldn't be heartbroken, but I really like having both of them in my collection. So that is Mon Guerlain. I also just want to show you a close-up of the cap again. Very regal looking, very beautiful. And also on the top of the cap, they do have the Guerlain emblem, which I think is just stunning. So yeah, I love the branding. I love everything about this house. They're just incredible. And stay tuned for more fragrances from Guerlain on this channel. Okay, you guys, and the last one on this list might surprise you guys. And again, I want to stress that these perfumes are not like my top 5 ever. They're just 5 of my favorite perfumes that I could not live without or would not want to be without. So this is Louis Vuitton Atrapre. As a side note, you guys, I heard that they are discontinuing Contre Moi, which is another one I have in my collection, and I love that perfume. So that is quite sad to me. That's really sad because that is one of the most beautiful vanillas I've ever smelled. So this fragrance is also a little bit newer to my collection. I believe I got it at the end of August last year when I was on vacation, and this has quickly made it to the top of my list in terms of my favorite kind of spring summer perfumes for women. So first of all, I will give you a close-up of the bottle. It looks like a little flask. It looks like you could just pull the whole top out of the top of the bottle there. It's like a bottle stopper almost. And then the top, of course, does have the LV So pretty. Absolutely love it. Louis Vuitton is one of my favorite houses in general. I have a number of Louis Vuitton handbags. I have a couple of Louis Vuitton perfumes. I have other perfumes I want from this house, so definitely a favorite. Fruity floral patchoulis are a very common perfume on the market. Everywhere you look, there's a fruity floral patchouli. That's like the basis of every feminine summer perfume. This one is a little bit different though, because it does have lychee, which gives it this sort of tart juiciness, and it also has a little bit of cacao, so it has this like subtle chocolatey touch in the middle, and otherwise it's a fairly simple perfume with fairly common notes. It opens with lychee, ginger, and bergamot. In the middle you have peony, cacao, and Turkish rose, and in the base you have patchouli. It is a magnetized cap. It's a very it's actually very heavy today. It's a very heavy magnetized cap, and I really like it. And then that is the absolutely stunning bottle without the cap. I love this, you guys. So peony is a beautiful, light, soft, feminine floral note that you find in so many different perfumes, but what gives this one a difference is it's also a little bit juicy and a little bit tart from that lychee, like I said. And then there's also this like subtle, powdery, ever so subtle chocolatey touch in the background, and it just gives it something. It's just different. This perfume also I find has pretty good lasting power. It is that perfect combination of classy meets sexy, super feminine charged energy in a bottle. That's what I think about this perfume. It's absolutely stunning. Actually, it matches the floral photo in the background perfectly, and I'm really glad to hear that this one is not being discontinued. I really hope they don't ever discontinue this one. It is stunning, and yeah, really happy to have this one. Have not worn it much since I've gotten it. I've basically just sprayed it here and there because we are just coming out of wintertime here in Canada. This is not a wintertime appropriate perfume in my opinion, but this is going to be something I wear a lot during the spring and summer. I can't wait. This would be a great signature scent, especially if you live in a warm location. So you guys, those are 5 of the perfumes that I could not live without and absolutely love them. You guys, I'm really looking forward to the end of the year. I told you guys I'm going to be doing a massive declutter. I call it the epic declutter at the end of 2022. I'm going to be whittling down my collection a little bit and really honing in on some of my favorites, and doing videos like this really helps me put that into perspective, because when I ask myself what are your favorite perfumes, I have no trouble picking them out, you guys. These are 5 that jump out at me. There are a few more. Yeah, so let me know down below what your thoughts are. Do you have any of these perfumes? How do you feel about them? Have you ever tried any of them? And just to quickly recap, we have Christian Louboutin Lubi Rouge, which is a powdery iris vanilla. We have Kayali Vanilla, which is, in my opinion, one of the most perfect vanillas. Apparently, I like vanilla. We have Monger, which is a relaxing lavender vanilla with some spiciness. We have Miss Dior de Parfum, which is that absolutely stunning, office-appropriate, daytime, every time, anytime, quintessential, classy, feminine perfume. And then we have, in my opinion, one of the most perfect spring-summer floral fragrances that is peony-centric, but also has a juiciness and a little bit of something unique in it. And those are my 5 perfumes from today's video. So that was it for today's video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these perfumes. Again, please let me know down below if you have a perfume that you cannot live without. I'm really interested to know what my audience's top favorite perfumes are. I think I have a pretty good idea already, but definitely leave your answer down below, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye for now.